Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move on from relationships with an alarming speed? If you found yourself pondering this question, you may have encountered what psychologists refer to as narcissistic patterns. So, what exactly is narcissism? It's a personality disorder characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a lack of empathy for others, and a deep need for excessive attention and admiration. Now let's place the spotlight on how these traits manifest in relationships, particularly when it comes to male narcissists. These individuals have a remarkable ability to transition swiftly from one relationship to another. You may have noticed this as a pattern of rapid departures, where one moment you're in what appears to be a committed relationship, and the next, they've moved on seemingly without a second thought. But how can they do this? The key lies in their emotional unavailability. Despite the intense charm they often display initially, narcissists tend not to be emotionally invested in their relationships. This lack of emotional commitment enables them to leave without experiencing the same depth of heartbreak or remorse that their partners often do. Another crucial aspect to consider is their perpetual pursuit of what's known as new supply. This term refers to the constant search for fresh sources of admiration and validation. For a narcissist, every new relationship is a potential supply source, feeding their need for attention and admiration. As soon as they believe they've extracted all they can from one relationship, they're ready to move on to the next. But it's not all about them. The narcissist's partner often has to bear the brunt of this emotional whiplash. The sudden departure can leave them feeling bewildered, questioning the reality of the relationship they thought they had. In understanding these patterns, we can begin to protect ourselves from the emotional turbulence they often leave in their wake. It's a journey of discovery, one that starts with recognizing narcissistic patterns and continues with learning how to navigate relationships with these individuals. So as we delve deeper into this topic, remember, knowledge is power. And with power comes the ability to protect and empower ourselves in our relationships. But what fuels this rapid transition? One key factor is emotional unavailability. At the heart of many narcissistic patterns lies a phenomenon known as emotional unavailability. This isn't just about being distant or aloof. It's about an inability, or rather an unwillingness, to genuinely connect on an emotional level. Narcissists, particularly those of the male variety, are known for their charming facades and magnetic personalities. They are masters of creating an illusion of connection, of making you feel like you're the only person in the room, the only one who truly understands. But beneath this captivating exterior, there is often a void where genuine emotional investment should be. You see, emotional unavailability isn't about lacking emotions. Narcissists feel emotions, but they prioritize their own feelings and needs over those of others. They are capable of experiencing joy, anger, frustration, even love in their own unique way. But when it comes to understanding and valuing the emotions of others, they often fall short. This lack of emotional depth can make it easier for a narcissist to move on swiftly from one relationship to another. They're not leaving behind deep emotional bonds because those bonds were never truly formed in the first place. The connection you felt was real to you, but to them, it may have been more of a convenient illusion. The illusion of connection created by a narcissist can be misleading and damaging. It can leave you questioning your own perceptions and doubting your worth. But understanding this dynamic is key to unraveling the complex web of narcissistic relationships. It's important to remember that the lack of genuine emotional investment isn't a reflection of your worth or your ability to connect with others. It's a reflection of the narcissist's limitations, of their inability to form deep and meaningful connections. Recognizing this facade can be the first step towards safeguarding our hearts and minds. Understanding that what you experienced was an illusion of connection rather than a genuine emotional bond can be a powerful tool in protecting yourself from future heartache. It's a hard truth to face, but it's also an empowering one. Because once we see the illusion for what it is, we can start to move forward stronger and more resilient than before. The narcissist's need for admiration and validation often leads them on a relentless pursuit of new supply. This pursuit is a continuous cycle, a never-ending quest for fresh sources of admiration. Narcissists are like emotional vampires, constantly seeking new individuals they can draw emotional sustenance from. They thrive on the attention and validation they receive from others, and when this supply diminishes, they quickly move on, leaving a trail of confusion and heartache in their wake. But what does this pursuit look like in the context of a relationship? Well, it's a tale of two realities. In the narcissist's mind, the relationship is often idealized. They see themselves as the perfect partner, the hero in their own romantic narrative. They believe they are giving their all, offering love and affection in abundance. But this is merely a facade, a carefully constructed illusion that hides their true emotional detachment. In reality, the narcissist's emotional investment in the relationship is minimal, if it exists at all. They remain emotionally distant, unable to form the genuine, deep connections that are the cornerstone of a healthy relationship. They present a version of themselves that is charming, attentive, and seemingly devoted, but this is just a mask they wear to lure in new sources of supply. The disparity between the idealized version of the relationship and the reality of the narcissist's emotional detachment can be staggering. It's like watching a movie where the main character is deeply in love, only to find out that off-camera, they couldn't care less about their romantic interest. This dissonance creates a sense of confusion and hurt for the person on the receiving end of the narcissist's game. Why would someone who seems so interested, so invested, suddenly pull away? The answer lies in the narcissist's relentless pursuit of new supply. Once they have drained the emotional energy from one source, they move swiftly onto the next, leaving their previous partner to grapple with the aftershocks of their departure. Understanding this disparity can help us make sense of the confusion and pain that often follows a narcissist's swift departure. It's a tough pill to swallow, but knowledge is power, and understanding these patterns can arm us with the tools we need to protect ourselves in the future. The abrupt departure of a narcissistic partner can leave a significant emotional toll. The suddenness of it, the lack of closure, can feel like a punch to the gut. It's not uncommon to feel a range of emotions from confusion, shock, and hurt to betrayal, grief, and self-doubt. The impact on the one left behind is often intense. You may question your worth, your judgment, even your sanity. You may grapple with feelings of inadequacy, wondering why you weren't enough. But here's the truth. It was never about you. Narcissists are driven by a deep-seated insecurity, a need for constant validation and admiration. Their departure isn't a reflection of your worth, but of their inability to form genuine emotional connections. Now, let's talk about recognizing the red flags. Narcissists often exhibit a pattern of behavior that can serve as early warning signs. One of the first red flags is a lack of empathy. They struggle to understand or share the feelings of others, making them emotionally unavailable. They may appear charming and attentive at first, but this is usually a means to an end, a way to draw you into their reality. Another red flag is constant need for admiration. Narcissists crave attention and praise. They may often fish for compliments or become upset if they feel they're not receiving enough recognition. They also have a tendency to control and manipulate. This can take many forms, from subtle comments designed to undermine your confidence to outright attempts to control your behavior. They may become angry or defensive when confronted or challenged. Finally, narcissists often have a grandiose sense of self-importance. They believe they are special, superior, and may often exaggerate their achievements or talents. They expect to be recognized as superior even without achievements that warrant it. Arming ourselves with this knowledge can help us spot the red flags early on, preventing future heartache. Remember, understanding these patterns, recognizing the red flags, is not about blaming yourself for what happened, but empowering yourself to identify and protect against such behavior in the future. So, how do we protect ourselves from such emotional turmoil? Firstly, it's important to set boundaries. Boundaries are like emotional fences. They help to protect us and define what's acceptable in our relationships. When dealing with someone who has narcissistic tendencies, it's crucial to establish these boundaries clearly and assertively. This might mean limiting contact or deciding what topics you're willing to discuss. It could also mean standing up for yourself when you feel disrespected. Remember, your feelings and experiences are valid and deserve respect. Next, let's talk about rebuilding self-worth. It's not uncommon to feel a sense of loss or diminished self-esteem after a relationship with a narcissist. But remember, Your worth is not defined by anyone else's actions or opinions. It's essential to nurture your self-esteem, to remind yourself of your strengths, accomplishments, and the qualities that make you uniquely wonderful. Surround yourself with positive influences, engage in activities that bring you joy, and seek support from trusted individuals in your life. And finally, moving forward. It might sound cliché, but it's true that every end is a new beginning. The end of a relationship, however painful, opens up a world of possibilities. It's an opportunity to learn, grow, and become stronger. It's a chance to reflect on what you want in your future relationships and life. It's important to take time to heal, to understand your feelings, and to forgive yourself for any perceived mistakes. Remember, it's okay to take it slow, to take one step at a time. Healing is not a linear process, and it's okay to have good days and bad days. What matters is that you keep moving forward, keep believing in yourself. Seek professional help if you feel overwhelmed. It's a sign of strength to reach out for support. Remember, you are strong, you are worthy, and you possess the resilience to navigate the complexities of relationships, even those marked by narcissism.